So you pull up to your shop on a Monday morning, and first thing you notice is your trailer's missing. It's gone. Along with the trailer, you've got two mowers, your trimmers, the blower, and the trailer itself just missing overnight. First thing is your crew's going to be there in about 20 minutes standing in a parking lot that you're paying their hourly wage for, and they don't even have any equipment to go out and work for the day. So how are they supposed to work? So you've got one question running through your head right now. Is any of this actually covered under my insurance policy? Quick, my name is Barry Jones, and before I sold insurance, I spent years in the green industry. I've owned the trucks, I've owned the trailers, so I'm not going to talk to you like an insurance guy. I'm going to talk to you like somebody who's actually had skin in this game. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, I'm going to give you the honest answer, and you're not going to love it. It depends entirely on how your policies are built. And most landscapers find out the hard way, standing in an empty driveway, that they're covered for a lot less than they originally assumed. So here's the thing nobody explains to you until it's way too late. When your rig gets stolen, you don't have a one problem. You've got three problems. And each one of those problems is covered by a completely different policy. So let me walk you through it, because this is the stuff that costs you guys 10, 20, 30 grand out of pocket in the blink of an eye. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I want to talk about the trailer itself, your actual box or your open trailer. You know, as far as insurance purposes, they get treated kind of like a vehicle. So it lives right there scheduled out on your commercial auto policy. But here's the trap I want you to be aware of. You can have that trailer listed on your auto policy for liability only, basically meaning if that trailer comes unhitched from your vehicle, rolls into someone's car and causes property damage, it's covered for the liability section there. That is not the same as being covered for your trailer getting stolen. For theft, you need on your policy listed, insurance companies call it comprehensive coverage. Sometimes they call it other than collision, but that's the piece that pays you when your trailer gets taken. So if you drop that comp coverage to save a few $100 on premium and your trailer gets stolen, it's not going to be covered flat out. So also I want to add in there too, as even when you do have it, you need to check with your agent to what it's going to pay if that trailer was to get stolen. Trailers depreciate. That's just the way it is. That 4-year-old trailer that you had might pay out way less than you'd spend to replace it. So check with your agent and make sure that you're getting what you deserve on that trailer. One more thing on the equipment policy that I want to make mention here, and how it pays you for a loss matters. If your equipment is written on actual cash value, you're going to get a depreciated number. Your 3-year-old mower that you have that costs 11 grand, they might not only pay you $6,000, $7,000 to replace that mower. You want to make sure, if you can, that it's written on a replacement cost. That way you get an equivalent machine at today's prices minus your deductible. Replacement cost is going to cost you a little bit more in premium, but it's almost always worth it to make sure that you got replacement costs on your equipment if there is a loss. Also to keep in mind is handhelds, blowers, trimmers, things like that. We don't schedule those things out individually. We want to make sure that we do a blanket coverage on that equipment, because you guys go through them like water. It's just be too much to keep up with for you guys and us. So we always want to make sure we blanket the small tools, handhelds, things like that. That way we make sure if someone steals your entire trailer and all your equipment, everything they took, insurance is going to have to get taken care of. Here's another thing I want to talk about, and this gets people stumped all the time. The equipment on your trailer. The single most assumption is, this is what wrecks people, is that they assume that if the trailer gets stolen, the equipment on the trailer is going to be covered in there as well. It is not. You need to have a policy set up separately, and that is what they call an inland marine coverage. It's specifically a contractor's equipment floater is basically what it is. It's a terrible name. It's got nothing to do with boats or the ocean or anything like that. It's just basically an old insurance term, but this is the policy that actually covers your equipment when it travels around with you. So on the trailer, on the job site, in the shop, in transit, it doesn't matter, it's covered. And here's the gap that I see all the time landscapers make. They got a general liability, they got commercial auto, but they never actually set up the inland marine coverage, because a lot of them just assume that their general liability is going to cover it or the commercial auto will cover it, and it's not. So if your trailer gets stolen with a 30 grand of equipment on it and they collect on the trailer, nothing on the mowers. You're not going to get anything there unless you had that inland marine policy set in place, because general liability only covers damage you do to other people's property. Auto covers the vehicle, and your basic property policy usually has a tiny limit on there, like $1,000 or so, for stuff away from your shop. But that's not enough to put a damage in or knock a dent in covering your equipment. That's a 5-figure hole on a Monday morning out of your pocket right off the bat. So here's what I want you to do. Before you're standing in an empty driveway wondering about if I'm actually covered, pull your policy out, and I want you to look for 4 things in that policy. Number 1, does your actual policy show comprehensive coverage on the trailer, not just liability? Number 2, do you even have inland marine coverage on your policy? If not, that is your biggest gap you have today in coverage. Number 3, I want to make sure that your equipment coverage is on a replacement cost instead of actual cash value. You want to make sure that you're getting replacement costs so you can be up and running instead of having to come out with more money with the difference between replacement cost and actual cash value. Number 4, what is your limit on small tools? Is it anywhere close to what it would take to put you back square as you were? If you can't answer those 4 questions from your own paperwork in about 5 minutes, that's the problem. And it's a lot cheaper to fix now and find out the hard way. So that, and honestly, that's what I do. I sit down with landscapers, help them pull their policies apart, and I show you exactly where the gaps are. No charge, no pressure. And if that's something you're interested in me doing, there's going to be a link down below to my website. Just give us a call, or you can schedule a time with me or reach out. The number is 336-280-4606. And down in the description, there'll be also some contact lingo in there that you can schedule a call with me. Love to sit down with you, go over your coverage, and see how we can help. Have a great day, man.